All right, here we go, everybody. We got another plumbing video. This time, it's about the sink. And normally when we put the water down the drain and we turn on the grinder here, it makes a nice sound. But today, it's very scary. So let's see what's in there. Pull that off. All right. Check it out. This here is a little grinder, buddy, that used to chop up your food, but it's busted off. So what do we have? An unbalanced grinder. Disposal is broken. Let's replace. You can see these were the little choppers that were in there, and the rivet has just like come undone. The plate there that it was attached to just finally gave up, became unbalanced, and then the other side came off. It was terribly obnoxious, and definitely once one went, the other one went right away. So bad news. Time to replace. So here we are underneath. This is the Waste King 1001. And it's been good for a long time, but now it's not. It's held on by this big lock ring. And this is a pretty standard feature on the bottom of sinks. So follow along and learn how to do it for your own. On the back, we have one going up to the vent and one going down to the drain. And there's power over there. Go ahead and unplug. Throw down a towel to catch any drips. I got a cool tool here. This is going to help with the installation. Basically, it's a grabber. And it's going to go inside. And then we're going to just spin this down. And this is going to help to hold the disposal in place. It's nice and tight. It's going to be like a handle. This one's called Plumber's Third Hand. Definitely a useful product. You're going to go ahead and use your pipe wrench to loosen this lock nut for the drain. This is a compression fitting here. Well, that's free. And we got pliers to grab this locking ring here for the vent. Yeah, this stuff's kind of a pain in the butt, but you'll get it. It's not rocket science. Go ahead and pull your vent tube out. Nice. All right, so we're gonna stick a screwdriver in here. And did that release it? All right, so we're undone. So currently we're held in place by the third hand up above and our connection with the drain pipe here. All right, let's get this bad boy out of here. All right, so now it's just the third hand that's holding it in place. All right, we're just gonna spin this up. And lower it down. look who took the elevator. And there we go. Third hand comes out, disposal's out. Let's see what that looks like in there. Yeah, that rusty plate, that's not holding much anymore, is it? All right, so sometimes this connector can be transferred to the new one, but that's not the case this time. So we're gonna take this whole drain section out. All right, get our third hand out of here. And pull up the seal. And look at that, there we are. Now is a great time to clean up the sink. All right, with your rubber gasket on, we're gonna drop the ring in place. At this point, we need to put the mount back on. This is the new mount, and it's two plates that have pressure against each other and a locking ring. And since I had to do all of this by feel, it was quite a bit of just me fumbling around and trying to hold everything up and getting it in there at one time. So here it is, me fumbling. And really all I had to do was pull that ring around to snap it into place. Ta-da! And now we're going to line up the two plates, and we're going to need to tighten these screws. So we're creating pressure, locking that retainer system against itself, basically. This is basically creating downward pressure for our locking ring that is going to hold the InSinkErator in place. First little bits were easy, they threaded nicely, and now it's just getting the last little bit of tension on there in place. And it is nice and snug. Last check here. It's like you can feel them. This is like the end of the threads. It's definitely firmly in place. All right, I'm just going to clean up the threads here on the drain. There's a little bit of crud that was in there before. Just clean it up, make it thread easier. And on the lock nut, and make sure that you don't lose the compression washer in there as well. We're going to slide that onto the tailpipe. And there we go. All right, well, let's get this guy installed. We're ready. Third hand coming down. I want to position that securely, nice and firm. Pull it up, and boom, there you go. There's a top view for you. We're gonna spin our little adjuster here. Get it nice and snug. You want to give yourself a little bit of room though, so you can still reposition everything down below. And that's it. The vent is in. And there's a tailpipe into the drain. Okay, so lastly, we're going to position the disposal up into the mount, and we'll make sure that this spinning lock ring is able to connect to the tabs on the retainer above it. This would be a nice place for a friend, but that's why we have a third hand. Doing this by feel, so there we go. Nice. And get a screwdriver in there to give it the last bit of tension. All right, so the drain has a lock nut here, and this nut is going to squeeze the little washer gasket against the pipe below it, and as you snug it down, it creates a good seal. So hand tight, and then the wrench for the last couple, I don't know, half turn, quarter turns. What is that, about a turn? It's nice and snug. Get your pliers and try and grab this. This is a spring clip retainer, and that thing has tension on it. I'm gonna pull this bad boy out. Thank you for your help, and thank you for your service. And happy. Check the links below if you want to get one of these or a disposal. I'm gonna link up to some. Power this bad boy on so we can test it. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel, because look at that. It works. Does it pass the water test? I mean, it's got to. Does it leak? Nope, no leaks. We are successful. That's a happy sound. Lastly, get this little gasket in there so none of the junk flies back out at you. And we're gonna call this job done. Bye-bye.